Just 8 American HIMARS multiple launch rocket systems, which are now in service with the armed forces of Ukraine, have already destroyed at least 14 Russian ammunition depots in the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine over the past 2 weeks. These are figures reported by correspondents of BBC News Ukraine. An ammunition depot in Novakakhovka, Kherson region was one of the latest to blow up. According to unconfirmed information, there was not only ammunition at the Russian base in Novakakhovka at the time of the strike, but also 50 fuel trucks. Until recently, the Russian military's rear depots were an out-of-reach target for Ukraine's defenders, but that has changed when the Ukrainian armed forces received American HIMARS. These multiple launch rocket systems beat Russian tornadoes and uragans. Russian artillery battalions need an hour to reload. HIMARS can fire at least 5 rounds during this time. The American MLRS strikes targets at a distance of up to 80 kilometers, and the missiles are guided by GPS. This allows them to hit targets accurately, even at night. But the main advantage of the HIMARS is that the Russian air defense systems turned out to be powerless against them. Neither the S-100 nor the S-400 simply cannot intercept American projectiles.
Russian systems, for example Smerch, for a maximum range of 70 kilometers, the deviation can be up to a kilometer. That is, the accuracy of striking is very low. HIMARS accuracy is very high. I have already said, at 80 kilometers of maximum range, the deviation of high-precision ammunition can be 1.3 meters. If a cluster ammunition is used, the accuracy may be slightly lower, but it can work effectively by covering the area.
Those HIMARS that are now in service with the armed forces of Ukraine are not enough for a successful counteroffensive, the British Royal Joint Institute for Defence Research is confident. Experts also believe that the West is not supplying enough weapons to Ukraine, and those that reach the battlefields are too diverse. This complicates the training of the military and further coordination.
Ukrainian victory is possible, but only with international support. In the absence of that support, Ukraine may either be worn down through attrition and economically strangled, or else fight a protracted and bloody war over several years. International support so far has been hugely consequential in enabling Ukraine to survive, but has also been piecemeal and in introducing significant logistical frictions into the Ukrainian military. The first step in delivering effective support for Ukraine is the rationalization of the equipment being provided, with standardization of platforms and munitions supported by appropriate maintenance. From the Ukraine at War, paving the road from survival to victory report of the Royal United Services Institute for Defense and Security Studies.
Member of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, Yegor Cherniev, confirms the assessment of British analysts. However, according to him, the Ukrainian military manages to successfully defend themselves despite using very diverse equipment.
The second wave of providing us with Western weapons has begun, and here each country allocates what it can. Of course, we would like to have fewer types, but more quantity, but we proceed from what we have. Our guys learn quickly enough. They use the weapons that we are supplied with quite effectively.
Prime Minister of the Netherlands, Mark Rutte, promised to replenish the stocks of weapons of the Ukrainian army during his visit to Kiev.
We have to keep providing Ukraine with sophisticated military equipment to help it withstand Russian aggression. And I again call upon all my colleagues in Europe and elsewhere to provide Ukraine with heavy military equipment. We will continue supplying arms to Ukraine as the Netherlands, including heavy equipment such as armored vehicles and self-propelled howitzers. And once again, I appeal again to our allies to do the same.
In addition to military assistance from European partners, Ukraine can also count on a new 15th package of military aid from the United States. Washington will provide multiple rocket launchers, artillery shells, tactical vehicles, and anti-battery radar systems. That is $400 million in total. Reported by Marina Stepanenko, Valeria Nikipelova, UATV News.